Hi everyone, we are going to go over attachment theories and the different attachment styles that we learned about this week in chapter 14 of the textbook. So, there are four different attachment styles. There is secure attachment, anxious attachment, avoidant attachment, and fearful avoidant attachment style. So, secure attachment style is the style that everyone would like to have to be like securely attached. So, attachment styles first start off when you are a child and your parents are the first people you attach to, or your caregivers, or anyone around you that gives you, when you are an infant or a young child, that security. So you try to attach to them, and depending on how they respond to you and how they treat you, is what attachment style you end up having, and it will affect your adult life. So secure attachment is when you have a parent that gives you the attention that you need. They give you love, not just food. Attachment styles have nothing to do. They do in a part have when you're being fed and you're given your basic needs, but it most often is affected by any love or any affection or emotion that is given to you. So secure attachment styles lead to you being a secure adult and being, you don't need to have someone around you the whole time, because sometimes people feel that they need like to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a partner with them, like, and when they break up then they will get a new one, and that is not secure attachment. That is actually anxious attachment, because you are afraid of being alone. Someone who is anxious attachment also latches onto people easily, so they like to have a lot of friends. This does not mean that people who have a lot of friends have an anxious attachment style, but it usually is that people who have this attachment style tend to want to be around people all the time, and they are insecure and that they don't want people to leave. So they might be like, oh, are you sure you're my friend? Are you sure that you like me? Or are you sure that you like still want to hang out with me? And that is not a good, because all attachment styles, it doesn't matter if they are good or if they are bad, because nothing really is good or bad. You just learn to live and you try to grow as a person. But the anxious attachment style stems from when you are a child and your caregiver and parent didn't give you the love or emotions that you needed. So they might just, when you needed like help for something or you wanted attention, they would just instead not give it to you, and it would make you feel like if you have to prove yourself to try to not be abandoned. So yeah, 19% of adults have anxious attachment style. So the other attachment style that is not ideal is the avoidant attachment style, which is when people avoid intimacy or they avoid like trying to get close to people. So as an adult, this would be someone who gets, for example, into a relationship, but they don't want to commit to the person. They don't want to put labels on anything. They just, want to have that barrier, and they don't want to feel like emotionally intimate with other people. So they have the walls up and they won't bring them down. And if their partner will want to, then they just will say something, or sometimes they will say something to make the partner feel that the partner is very clingy, when in reality they are not. This is 25% of adults have this attachment style. So they have the avoidant attachment style. And this stems from children who they never really trusted their parents or caregivers to be for them, like to be there for them emotionally. So they wouldn't get the intimacy that they needed to form functional like attachment styles and relationships when they were older. And the other, as I said before, there was 4 attachment styles, and there's 3 that are not ideal, and then there's 1 that is. And the last one that is not ideal to have is fearful avoidant attachment style, which is a combination of anxious and avoidant attachment style. So you are anxious about, like, you need to have people around you all the time. You fear that you are going to be abandoned, but you are unable to form that intimacy with the person. So it would be someone who as an adult has a lot of highly sexual behavior. So they might have multiple sexual partners. They might not like have just one person. They might have multiple people that they go through, and they go to, and then they also have a tendency to have an increase of violence in their behavior and in their relationships, because they fear that like abandonment, but they also just don't want to commit, and they don't want to put the walls down. And this one is very difficult because it's a combination of both. And the last attachment style is secure attachment style, and 56% of adults have this attachment style, and it's the most ideal one to have. It's when your caregiver or parent made you feel secure that they were there emotionally for you, and you are able to flourish. You have like stable relationships when you are an adult. You tend to be very stable. You do your things, and you don't fear like anything. You just, yeah. So the different attachment styles were seen by this, not seen by this, but there is this specific study called the Harlow's classic study, and it uses a type of monkey, and it gives the monkey a cloth mother. So it's like just like a robot that they created, some sort of figure that was supposed to act as the mother. And on one they made it out of wire, and in the other one they put wire on it, but also like a cloth over it, so it'll be like nice and soft and warm. And the baby monkeys were giving the option to pick which mother to go to, and they would usually go to the cloth mother. And the only exception to them not being or clinging on to the cloth mother would be when they were hungry and they would need to go to the wire mother for food, because the cloth mother was not given any food to figure out the different attachments. And this resulted in that Harlow learned that baby monkeys, which represents infants, always try to go to the person that they feel like they have security and warmth and just feel very secure with them, instead of going to the person who just gives them food. So you basically need more than just food and water to be able to live a fulfilled life. You also need that attachment and that security emotionally. And that basically is the gist of a portion of chapter 14. And if I go into every detail that the chapter has, I am going to be here way longer than 10 minutes. But bye. Thank you guys for listening.